It's Life FM, Maz for the drive home, and we are doing another one of these.
You.
Maz for the drive home, building for life.
Building for life with Jake and Nico from Dornford Building Group. Thank you guys for dropping in again.
Excited to be here, Maz.
We're talking today about getting into construction and building as a career, which is a little bit off track with what we've been talking about. We've been talking about the actual industry from a consumer point of view, but now as people who have been in the industry for a little while, I thought this could be really interesting to pick your brains to talk about, maybe there's people out there who are wanting to get into the industry. And I know that, a lot of people go straight into construction out of school maybe, but a lot of people also change careers later on, and they say that most people will change careers about 3 or 4 times. So if people are thinking, maybe I could get into this kind of industry, what does it actually look like? I want to start with you, Jake. Tell us about your journey exactly from, the very beginning, getting into the construction industry.
Oh, cool. So I was obviously at school. I struggled with the school a lot, just with reading and spelling and all that whole stuff, and I just knew I didn't want to be behind a computer my whole life.
Yep.
And so then where I went from there is in year 10 I went to a tech college, and I started off I still got my year 12, my SACE, but during that tech college, the 2 years there, I also got an apprenticeship, got my first year done of my apprenticeship.
Wow.
Left year 12 when everyone else left year 12 with my first year apprenticeship done, and I did 3 years in carpentry, general building. And I thought I was really hard done by because I wasn't doing proper carpentry work, but in the end, doing general building really helped my knowledge in all aspects of the build. And then from there, I've gone and progressed working for another couple companies, got my knowledge up, and went into just doing my supervisor's license course at MBA. And then I ended up sitting a supervisor's license course to then get my actual license to build. And it was a very slow process from that point. We were doing, like I said in one of the earlier videos, we were just doing handyman stuff. I started off just doing fixing fly screens. I said that to my wife the other day. She's like, whoa, I didn't realize you were doing fixing fly screens. But running your own business isn't easy. So I was doing everything I could to make some money to support the family. And then, I slowly started building what I had, like doing, like I was saying, decks, pergolas, and I hired my first apprentice. And then, 3 years later, we probably had 3 guys, and then Nico jumped on board with us. And then, that's how I sort of got into it. But if someone's at school and they want to get into an apprenticeship, I 100% say go for it. It's a very good career.
And now he sits behind a desk all day.
Anyway, so now I'm just reading emails.
Reading emails, making decisions,
But it was definitely a learning progression. I struggled to read. And now it's like, if you practice and stay diligent and learn, you can definitely do some crazy things.
You can achieve those dreams. And I think that something that I've learned, and this is completely off track here, but you don't need to go to university and you don't need to do something academic to be successful. Like I kind of sometimes look at people who've gone to trade school, and I think, sometimes they're earning more money than people who've gone to uni and have got a HECS debt. Yeah. And sometimes that's actually fine as well. And we need people in these kind of industries. Yeah. So you don't feel like if you are going into a career that you have to go down the university or the academic path. That's great, but it's not for everyone, and that's okay. What about you, Nico? How did you kind of get into your specific field? Tell us about the journey from year 12.
He went the uni route.
Yeah, funny that you say that. We pretty much
not that there's anything wrong with
that. We pretty much went down polar opposite paths. So Jake started his apprenticeship earning money straight away. I didn't earn any money in any job I did till I finished uni.
Yep.
And so I did a uni degree in business management and contemporary marketing. And so then after that, I started working just in corporate services. So I worked for a bigger company who had 700 odd employees. I worked under the chief operating officer and learned how a big company ran. So all the processes and procedures involved in that, doing a lot of data analytics, nothing building specific, but then from there transitioning into that business management role with Jake, just being able to set up the company with strategies, with procedures, with plans to grow the business, but then also set us up so that we have a good foundation in terms of all of our processes, procedures, so that when someone comes to us, when a client comes to us, they get a consistently good and repeatable experience. It's not just that, hey, look, they come and whoever their supervisor is how good the build is, but rather we have a whole system and a way of doing things that means that we consistently produce excellent results. So Yeah, it's a combination that's worked really well for us, being able to draw on different backgrounds, different experiences. Even the way that we sort of got to the same position was different. But like you said, there's different paths.
Different paths for everyone. And I think that, everyone can be successful in their own right. We were chatting also recently about COVID and how that was a bit of a boom for the industry. Tell us about that, Jake.
Well, at the start, it was a bit scary. And
I
Nico
imagine.
was literally leaving his job when COVID started, and his workplace said he was crazy for doing that. It was a scary thing.
So you chose to leave?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
because a lot of people were made redundant, beginning of COVID. It's like, we're going to
we had a round of layoffs at my old job, and that all happened. And I remember my boss calling me and saying, "Hey, look, you're safe. We appreciate your work here." And then I was like, "Oh, well, actually, I'm thinking about going and working at a small construction company."
Yep.
And like Jake said, didn't seem like the smartest move at the time. It was a bit of a risk, but one that's truly paid off. The construction industry did go crazy. All the government grants came in, and we found that there were so many contracts that people just wanted to get signed before the date. I remember signing 6 or 7 right before the cutoff date for the grant coming in.
Yep.
So very busy time. People sort of just throwing money at builders, and then all of a sudden material shortages started happening. And there was so much demand, and people couldn't actually get all of the materials that they wanted. COVID naturally slowed down the supply chains. And so then we had this funny little situation where more people wanted to build, we had less materials, and the whole industry sort of just got flipped on its head.
Yeah.
And prices went through the roof.
Which is where we see ourselves now. Yeah. So for people wanting to get into the industry, it's still a good time and it's still a good opportunity in terms of career, and there's lots of different options and things.
Like there's still shortages of tradespeople.
Yeah.
And I think going through a trade and then going to be a builder afterwards is probably the best way to do it. That's because of how I've done it. But in saying that, we've got a project manager at the moment who's getting trained up on the job to be a project manager and getting taught the opposite way. So it's definitely doable both ways.
Yep.
But definitely the trades, they get paid some good money.
Yep.
And then, it's definitely a good way to get in.
And not a plug for TAFE SA or any of those kind of places, but there are also, I think, applications for free study and those kinds of things, because the government is realising that I don't know if that's actually still in place now, but
it's constantly changing.
It's changing.
And they're putting new incentives out all the time.
Yeah.
I think just having a look at what government incentives there are at the moment, because there's definitely free courses and things available to get you in.
Yeah. And a rewarding career, would you say? Would you guys happy with what you're doing?
Running a business is very hard.
Yeah. That's a career in itself.
It's slowly paying off. The hard work's slowly paying off. But in the future, I can see it being very rewarding. So definitely being a carpenter and our trades dudes on site and the project managers, they definitely seem happy. They get to see what they've built at the end of the day, and the carpenters get to stand back and see what they've done. So that's very rewarding. So
and I think it's like with any position or any place you go, it's the team that you're working with. I love coming to work every day because the team that we have is fantastic. It feels a bit like a family. And it's nice to go somewhere where you belong, but it's also, like you said, it's going to be rewarding. And you love what you do every day.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
So good to chat with you. I love chatting to people about their journeys and careers and the different industries, because I think it's so interesting and so eye-opening for people like myself who've never considered it, but and I probably still won't, because I love what I do, but but it's interesting anyway to have a better appreciation for the road that you take to get to where you are. So thanks guys.
Thanks for having us.
We'll chat to you again next time for Building for Life. If you've got a question for Nico or Jake, then let us know. 0430 25 1079. Thanks guys.